Welcome everyone, it's Vaporsmith. It's time for some more Raid Shadow Legends. Now, you might be asking, and with good reason, why am I back? Well, remember the Tomb Dreng that we were talking about? Well, he really has done a lot for this account. So, first we gotta look at his stuff. First off, we gotta get his thing, because I gotta see how much his max health goes to. Because we need this number super, super high. When I say super high, I mean as high as I can get it. Because in the end of the day, we're not going to be able to get anywhere if the HP isn't super high. Sell those. I'm trying to look for something with really high HP. Because the only way to really... HP and resist. I guess that'll do. If it rolls the right dice. Good enough. At this point, I just need more HP. Like, we're getting to this point where HP is critical. Because now that's more like it. It's not optimized, but it's better now. Because the key here is we got to have as much HP as humanly possible. That's the key here. With some resist, but... that's kind of what we have to go for. Now, about what I said he was for. First off, let's pull this soul stone. Legendary Pythion. If I ever get a Pythion, not bad. And raise. Thumbs down on that. Maul branch, another thumbs down. Gloral Food Bane. This is as good as an Incubus soul. It's just so bad, bro. 2 Hawk, maybe. I'm taking this Tomb Dreng. We have got an awakened Tomb Dreng now. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Get anything else nice? Oh, imagine. Imagine. Boo. Not a Fortress Goon. Anointed. Chopper. Yeah, all food. Let me see if I can show this. So, he's useful in several core areas. I think he'll be really useful here. Let's see. Because I don't think I could get past it with the Newt. But with this new team, I think we can. So he goes in with that. And then he goes in with the pyre. It can't be resisted. And then he tries to detonate it. And then he activates the burn for a 200k smack. Then he gets the turn meter drop. And then that goes for more burns. Wow. This might not entirely work. But, as you can see, the HP balance might allow us to beat this. Get that. Exalted Pyre. It cannot be resisted. This works in our favor. We can activate some burns. He goes in to keep the turn meter down. The Armands. Now, I didn't get this as a fusion, but two of them that are fusions are actually different than it looks. They were actually gotten from shards. Okay, that didn't work out. We may have to do this a little differently. We may need to rely on further control of the main spider. Let's try it. I know I can do the lower affinity, no issue. It's just this different affinity is a bit of an issue. So it goes for Exalted Pyre. So he goes down for that. Okay. Guess that HP balance. This is not as easy as it looks. Because I'm basically playing with fire at this point. But we got that Exalted Pyre going. The fact he's resisting it's crazy to me. Okay. There's the spiderlings. Okay. There it is. Spider 25 down. Do you see how much damage Dreng did there? Dreng did an MVP right there. He is the gateway to hard spider. That's right. The gateway. Okay, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to use an entirely different strategy. Okay, we're going to have to use an entirely different strategy. Except, first we're going to take all the burns out. Put in... Her... Let's try her... Cold Heart. Because we're going to need Cold Heart. Cold Heart. Maybe Deacon. Because we're going to want to control the turn meter entirely. Or we're going to want Cleanse, Shield. Maybe, yeah, Cleanse, Shield. Or maybe like a reset mechanic. Let's start with a reset mechanic. But yeah, here we're going to have to go with a different plan because the HP burn does not work. I might have to go for Deacon instead of Yumiko, but... This is very difficult. This is going to be very difficult. Because, see, the Blessed Bash is going to be the main... Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna need Ultimate Death Knight here. I'm going to need because I'm gonna need something to do a lot of damage to the boss to farm this efficiently. There is no getting around that. I don't see... Or maybe Deacon will do the job. We'll see. First, we'll see if this clears. I doubt it clears. But we need to keep the max HP suckers alive. Because otherwise, the whole plan falls apart. Because the whole point here is the enemy max HP. Because without the enemy max HP, we're in trouble. I'm going to put it blunt. We are in trouble, as you can see. Because HP burn does not work on this spider. In fact, it heals it. So Tomb Dreng, although it got us past Spider 25, is not going to do the job. Alright, so We're going to put Ultimate Death Knight in the lead and see how that goes. Because Ultimate Death Knight will prevent the other suckers from getting targeted. Because the main thing is that they need to stay safe and do the enemy max HP damage. That's the main objective here. Sounds stupid, but I think that's how we're going to clear Hard Spider. Because HP burn and not it. HP burn is not it. It's gonna have to be enemy max HP. Like Newt. Things like that. That's gonna have to be it. See? Enemy max HP is the core of this, because there is no burning the spider to death. That's not happening. So it affects only the spiderlings, but controlling the spiderlings is all really what we really have. The fact we can't abuse HP burn with this is insane, by the way. I just want to point that out. And the fact that it literally can't deprive it of its turn meter is also insane. Okay, this isn't working. I'm gonna have to make a different team. That's mental. But if we didn't have Tomb Dreng, we wouldn't even got that far. So thanks to Tomb Dreng. Now Tomb Dreng has another ridiculous thing it can do. This dungeon. Now you might ask, what makes this crazy? Well, you see, Tomb Dreng can clear this dungeon when no one else can. He puts out the Exalted Pyre. Armand controls the waves, and Dracomorph helps deal with the waves. This looks kind of slow, but it really isn't as slow as it seems. I would have done the Seer setup, but I am still not confident that my Drang is durable enough to endure the Seer setup. Because I am fully confident that I will need a full 100k HP, which we don't have on this guy. That would be the best setup. Right now we only have 75k with regen, but it's still enough that we can get this. So I still have to figure out what I'm going to do about Spider Hard. I have to figure out some new teams. Because, like, there is some stuff with Spider Hard that Drang just can't deal with. That is just the reality of it. So these waves are extremely durable, so that's kind of why I put Armons and Dracomorph in there to try to soften up the waves and keep them controlled, because they are by far the most annoying part, aside from the boss. Although the boss itself is a nightmare. And I will get to that when we get to the actual boss. Because the boss is evil. In a very visceral way. Now, this guy's also good for Arena, but I'm not going to show it in this episode right now because I was too fixated on the spider progression and about how it literally, Spider Hard, he doesn't work for Spider Hard. He only works for spiders stages 1 to 25. Because of that problem with the HP burn. However, when it comes to Ice Golem, it's the other way around. Because here, poison, like only HP burn works on the boss. So this is where he really thrives. But yeah, I need a new setup for Spider Hard, because Spider Hard apparently is an entirely different beast from any version of Spider Normal. Alright, so once we get to the boss, you can see that it looks very significantly different. And Armand controls the boss to some extent, but so decreasing in that and then going Exalted Pyre means that the burns will be doing extra damage with the decreased defense and weaken. And you can't actually poison this boss, but the awakening of the burns, because of what Tomb Dreng can do, is very powerful. He also has the ability to heal to the highest HP target. See? So, yeah. So it looks a little slow, but he is doing a lot of damage to this boss. The boss will start to rapidly disintegrate as we move along. Now there is a very scary part about this boss that I haven't really touched on, where he'll do a retribution proc. It is amazing how much damage Dracomorph does, given the fact he's not poisoning it. Let's see. This is scarier than it looks. I have wiped with other setups before with this. because this boss hurts a lot. See, note how much that smack hurt. This boss is not a joke. I've had faster clears with this team before. But this boss is very frightening. It's very easy to get absolutely annihilated by this boss, by the way. Case in point. Like, this is the thing. I have cleared it with this, but I don't have 100% consistency on here yet. I had a better team on this.